Champions of the North, sending it high. Let's see how Blanco United go with ball in hand and to kick things off. And they kick it long to kick things off with the wind blowing into their faces, by the way. So let's see how they manage that in the first half. Zozoyana with a confident carry. Here's Poseidon. No, it's just a bit of a dummy. Hands through the tackle. He is red hot danger. Next up was James. In fact, it was Adams with hands on the ball there. Kwesium Kafu, the tireless hooker of the Northam Rhinos, charging forward. Hannah Dutoy away to Mzozoyana. You can see the structure in the play of the Rhinos on display early on. Poseidon Hout with a mishandle on the bouncing ball. Scrum Blanco.
So we get a taste, not even 60 seconds on the clock yet, of what Northam Rhinos are all about. They are probably the form club in the country currently. We lost in the final last year to the Nakabilla in the Gold Cup. But they are definitely top two in the country considering that. But considering form, them having beaten the Nakabilla in their preparation for the upcoming season this year, you would think that they're right up there. First scrum should be a good one.
Fine. Sit.
Winsland Klaassen feeds the scrum. It collapses. No penalty either way. That's going to be a battle up front, that's for sure. And Blanco playing into the wind. Klaassen waiting for the clearance to come. They're going to have to be careful with how they execute their clearances, considering the breeze which is blowing into their faces. Stanley Checha, the city's 7-year-old, the next on the carry.
I'm going back.
Referee Olafir sounds like a penalty with that blast on the whistle, and indeed it is.
With the wind, discipline, key factor, especially if you're playing against a side that's playing into the wind in the first half. You don't want to give them penalties so that they can get out of their half, because it's so difficult using your boots. Here's the scrum. Took a while, it was quite unstable before Winsland Klaassen was able to feed.
Knock on.
And early on, we're actually seeing some disruptions with the set piece, so struggling to get things going, struggling to find any rhythm there. Use it as a platform to set up an attack. It's so important for Blanco playing into the wind as well in this first half to be able to take advantage of those opportunities.
Crouch! Bind! Stop. Listen here, guys. Listen here. Oh my God, please. It's crouch, bind, and set. It's 3 calls. I want 3 actions. You have me? Thank you. Crouch! Bind! Set!
We go again. Scrum feed to come from Winsland Klaassen, an advantage being played to the Northam Rhinos. What a dominant scrum from the Limpopo players. Sent wide by Kuris, the big inside center. Oh, the Eldred James. And Hannah Dutoy clears again. The Rhinos looking to hit their stride. Dutoy sets it free. Blanco rushing up, cutting out those passing options for the Rhinos. Down to ground goes James. Eldred James, the inside center. Here's their captain, Cheney Bellamsa.
No, it's not even.
The attempted turnover, no good. Too late. Hannah Dutoy. Way to Jalen James. Their starting number 10 waiting on the bench today. The Northam Rhinos. Watch out for him. Jade Stoffels ran the game on day 1. The kick through comes from Eldred James, under pressure, trying to let that ball bounce into touch. Ill-advised. The Rhinos have a chance to attack the breakdown. Very well done in the end by Blanco United, and Klaassen clears for them. They kick into the wind. It holds up. The Rhinos struggle to handle. Having to improvise. Eldred James, he's done well. Picks it down, gets up and goes again. Eldred James taking them all on.
No! Release! Release!
At no point did that player keep his feet. The release came came late, but it slowed the ball down effectively. The toy clears, and Mkhwebi on the charge. Sprayed by Mkafu. The hooker steps in at halfback. Strong run from Darren Fortain. 100 to toy. We're going to stop the game because the play is going back towards the injured player. Strong start from both sides.
Yeah, strong start. Strong side from the inside center, Eldred James. They call him Siakui, the hippopotamus. And that's a strong carry there by Mkhwebi. Northam Rhinos, and yeah, just gets his opposite number. Head on the wrong side. There's Stanley Checha. 37-year-old, born in Thembaletu, from Imizamo Yetu High School. So great to hear some of the schools some of these players are from, and them getting to play rugby, a sport that they love. I mean, to think that Stanley Church has been playing since he was 18 or so years old, and 37 years old now, so lover of the game, and it's a game that keeps on giving. Blanco United Rugby Football Club, such an important community club with some of the areas there, the Scheme, Pitts and the Golden Valley. Players like Bevan Fontaine, who started really playing rugby at Blanco at a high level.
Yeah, the clear left, please.
And then went to the Cheetahs from there. Zen Kirshner as well, lives 2 or 3 houses down from the rugby fields there. Zen Kirshner, former Springbok, went to the Griquas and then the Blue Bulls.
Crouch! Bind!
It's great to see Bevan Fontaine now up against his old side.
No angle that side.
The ball fed in by 18-year-old Hannah Dutoy. Of course, in club rugby as a youngster of 18 years, you find yourself playing against a 47-year-old every once in a while.
Have to square out.
Yeah, that's club rugby for you. And we are seeing things are quite unstable with the scrum. And so far, it's the Northam Rhinos who have the upper hand, showing the referee the right pictures.
Middle. Line
and
middle.
it's really just pinning
Line middle.
Blanco United in their own half. They're going to have to dig deep now to stop the Northam Rhinos from scoring here. 5 meters out.
Kwesi Mkafu feeds the line out, taken in by Cheney Phillips, so they set the rolling maul. This spells danger for Blanco. Here come the Rhinos powering their way towards the line. The resistance there from Blanco, but just look at how tightly bound they are. Peeling off to the right, Kwesi Mkafu. Easy meat, and the man must eat.
They do that so well. 6 out of 6 lineouts in their first game. That's his first try of the tournament, Mkafu. But again, we've seen the surgeons with the scrum. Of course, that usually translates into them winning the arm wrestle with the maul, and you can see easy does it. All the work done at the front. They're just not low enough for Blanco. They're a little bit dissected. It's all about unity, whether you're attacking or defending the maul. And just Blanco not getting it right there. Struggling with the power and the technique coming from the Northern Rhinos pack.
10 seconds.
Jalen James looking to use that wind, just misjudged it a bit, not carrying enough and not bending it towards the post as he might have been looking for. It's 5 points to 0, the Northam Rhinos lead.
Yeah, there it is. All the work done up front from Mkafu with good patience.
Blanco get us back underway. Launched high, sent long.
Tackle!
Taken in by Ringo Mzozoyana. Hannah Dutoy. Away to Kwesi Mkafu. He can do it all. PJ Bezaden-Oates. He loves to run with the ball in hand. Now he sends it to his support, his left winger. Ashwell Adams just about can't find his way through. Blanco had to work hard to bring him down. Hannah Dutoy gets it free. The Northam Rhinos are charging again. Kwesium Kafu, Dutoy. Quick ball, quick recycle, wonderful formation in the back line as well. It just spells danger time and again. Tires out their opposition, wave after wave of attack. Jalen James sends it wide. AJ Fredericks cutting back in field. Here's Dutoy, facilitating quick ball each and every time. Ruan Janse van Rensburg taking on Jacobus Abrams. Hannah Dutoy. This time Wesley Kosa with the carry. Tackle from Captain Stoffels. Here's Mzozayana once more. Making meters, the Northam Rhinos. Growing in confidence. Breaking the gain line. Time after time, the offload from Lilo Mkhwebi finds PJ Bezuidenhout, who continues to shine in Saldanha Bay.
There's your standout player of the tournament so far, and that's the word around the stadium. PJ Bezuidenhout gets his second of the tournament. It's the build-up here, forwards and backs linking up really nicely. Always moving forward. That's a good tackle there on Mkhwebi, but what an offload. PJ Bezuidenhout in support. And to think, Paul, no teams have scored any tries against the Northam Rhinos so far in the tournament. They beat the Evergreens 33 points to 9, 3 conversions from the Evergreens. And we're seeing mostly attack from them in just over 10 minutes in this last game of the day. And it's starting to perhaps be alarm bells for Blanco United Rugby Football Club.
Let's go now.
Jalen James, Southwestern District representative, knocks one over the posts. They have some capable fly halves available to them, do the Northam Rhinos.
Captain.
Yeah, it's how they're giving the scrum half clean ball. They're putting it on a silver platter, draws in 2 players. That's what Mkhwebi does really well, and PJ Bezuidenhout keeps his width and depth. Finish every day of the week.
The kick goes long, allowing it to bounce, Darren Fortain, and then having to get to work thereafter. What a piece of work. The dipping ball allowed to bounce, wisely so, and Ruan Janse van Rensburg picks up the pieces. Just look at that domination and possession and territory thus far for the Northam Rhinos. They are physically imposing, not just in their style of play, but also outweighing Blanco United almost man for man. Every time PJ Bezuidenhout touches the ball, he's looking to slice lines wide open. He's got an eye for the gap.
Yeah, Bevan Fortain, not only was he a great player, a fantastic coach as well. See 4 handling errors already from Northam Rhinos. You saw the stats in terms of possession. They've been enjoying the lion's share of possession. A little bit of a goose step, runs into arms, which is good. He's allowed to try and offload there. I think PJ Bezuidenhout.
I want you in, please. 8th man, captain.
Needed to
I
just
want you in, please.
time his run a little bit better.
Crouch! Bind! All right, guys. I just asked you a few moments ago. I want 3 calls and 3 actions. I'm not getting it. Hey? Can you work together, please, yeah? Okay, there's your mark. Let's go, locks. Locks, please. Crouch! 1, bind! Sit!
What a big opportunity for Blanco United. Oh, they are suffering at scrum
Take the ball out of the tunnel.
Really suffering
Taking the
at
ball out of the
scrum
tunnel.
So it's come out the tunnel, and it's a free kick to the Rhinos, tapped by Hanu Dutoy, and setting his backline free. He's done it again. Bezuidenhout beats the first and the second. He's got a man on the outside. And the ball is shelled. It's going to be a scrum to Blanco. But they will be dreading that opportunity after the last scrum. And the Northam Rhinos starting
Blanco,
to flex their muscle.
You kick the ball out of the tunnel away.
Oh, and it's a kind pass as well. It's unfortunate the right winger, Alessandro Fredericks, just takes his eyes off the ball, looking for where the defense is, if there's space behind, and that's how close it was. What a day for the fans. Starting to get a little bit chilly now, but still, it's clear skies, sun out there on the pitch. Our last game Northam Rhinos running everything as well, even though they have the wind behind their backs.
Crouch!
Rolling the dice and expressing themselves.
Bind.
Should be an entertaining fixture.
Winsland Klassen feeds the scrum, much more stable this time from Blanco. Lorenzo Williams. Fight after the contact point from Lorenzo Williams. Can he get his knee to ground though? He eventually gets there and he must be released. Klassen with no fly off available. Xavier Mayer
Release!
is the first receiver. Struggling for gain line right now, Blanco, and that's not going to help either. Did it touch the hand? Off the knee is the call. Very well done on the scramble. Ruan Janssen van Rensburg can't get hands on the ball. Klassen sends it away to Fiegerland.
No!
Into Fiegerland, well
Van Rens,
tackled.
offside!
Mayer gets it away, an offside advantage as Williams takes it to the line now, looking for support, sends it to Comfort on the outside.
Van Rens over.
Well, advantage is over, and Hanu du Toit
Nice!
collects for the Northam Rhinos. Cheney Willemse working hard. In fact, that is Ringo Mzozoyana, and Hanu du Toit away to his prop forward Kosa. Big strong run from Lilo Mkwebi. Mkwebi once represented Saldanha's rugby football club right here in Saldanha Bay before he headed up north for pastures anew and mining opportunities.
Yeah, there's been a resurgence in the mining rugby clubs. Northern Platinum really investing quite nicely. They also are involved now with the Pumas, which is fantastic for them. We've got 3 mines around the area, a sister team as well, the Wolves near Tabazimbi.
Yeah. Injury.
And in fact, the Northern Rhinos are part of a cake net show, fantastic show called Club Ace. It's on Catch Up on DSTV. Make sure you check that out if you want to find out some more on the incredible couple of years the Northern Rhinos have been having. Definitely a resurgence in the mining circles in terms of club rugby. And Northern Rhinos right at the center of that. This is the injury we're taking a look at. Yeah, that's pretty good handling. Abongile Hoshombe. Big hits coming in from the Northern Rhinos. That's what they're known for.
Over the top at line-out time. Bouncing ball, a dangerous one for Elridge James. He was sharp to the potential hit coming into the liver area. Didn't end up arriving. And Hanu du Toit
slowing the ball
plays
down.
from the base.
Hands are up.
Once more, the Rhinos with ball in hand, looking dangerous.
Holding on there.
Penalty advantage waiting.
Going back. Slowing the ball down. Turn up a number now. Slowing the ball down. Lucky's formed. Still playing the ball on the ground. Lucky's formed. Still playing the ball.
Clear communication from the referee. That's good to see. And one thing that will cost the Blancos are giving away penalties. They gave away 14 penalties in their first game.
Lucky's clearly formed. He's still playing the ball on the ground. No.
And they will be punished by the Northern Rhinos if they give away that many penalties.
Beautiful take at line-out time from Ruan Janssen van Rensburg. The line-out, such a crucial foundation for positive attacking play. Du Toit away to Mkafu, another penalty advantage. Blanco starting to feel the heat from the Northam Rhinos.
Stay here.
Hanu du Toit, Lilo Mkwebi, 125 kg lock, carries forward. Hanu du Toit slips through the fingers. Jathan James can't hold on. Penalty is waiting.
Offside, number 6.
Yeah.
Clearly offside. I said step.
Enrico Trianet, the one being penalized there, and well, that's what I'm talking about. Northern Rhinos make a mistake, but they had a free go at it because of the ill discipline. The referee, no nonsense.
I said step a few times. Not listening.
Sure did. There he is. represents the community so well. Kieran Stoffels, the captain.
Okay, there's my mark.
Health and safety.
Crouch! Bind!
Is what he does.
Sit.
So blood tests. P.W. Boerter was at that high school, but a leader, Stoffels.
Stay in.
Just absolute domination at scrum time from the Rhinos, and they're so calm. Look at how well it's being kept in by Captain Cheney Willemse. Control with the feet, waiting for the penalty advantage, which comes. Hannah du Toit hits the switch play with Jalen James. Here he comes again. Zozoyana making the hard yards.
Captain, clear on the pressure.
In fact, there's going to come a time when our good referee today, Keith and all the
Clear on the
field,
pressure.
turns on them and shows the yellow card because the penalties are coming thick and fast.
What do you want, Captain? Sine? Quicker?
Yeah, they sure are. Look, that's the problem.
Scrum?
Take a look at Yamkelam Zozoyana, but the scrummaging, the pressure's there, but look at the secondary shove that comes. Pressure coming from the back, that's what you want. Your front row sets the foundation, gives you a nice, stable, concrete foundation to be able to load that pressure. And once that pressure comes, it's about timing, and they're getting it spot on, the Northam Rhinos.
Eighth man in, please. Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Hannah du Toit feeds the scrum. Another penalty advantage. Cheney Willemse gets it away. Jalen James on the loop. Just a bit of miscommunication between the Rhinos players. Saw Bezuidenhout running into his number 10. Still that penalty waits, and still they move forward.
Don't blame.
Big tackle executed by Segan
No,
Jafta.
the ball right is form. Go!
Du Toit. How about that for an angle from Frederick Base? We get some concerted defense from Blanco. The inside pass to Roland Janssen van Rensburg. Well watched by Blanco. They get in over the ball. Go back for another penalty.
You on the ground. Rob.
It's time for a chat.
Okay, Captain, come here. Captain. Most of penalties went against you. You need to get this discipline up. Otherwise, someone is going to the bin. Have a penalty there. The prop is cleaning on his knees. Talk, ever what with you guys? 5 seconds. Yes, you can have it.
Is 5 seconds enough, Fudge?
For that man, leader in the community, maybe it's all he needs. Paul, that's Kieran Stoffels right there.
Well, they really are feeling the heat at scrum time, and it's hard to respond to that in match. Well, how would you go about it, Fudge? You've got to find a way to resist.
Yeah, put the pressure on me, mate. Look, I think it's all about that weight. They don't have the weight, so they need to focus on technique. They've got a 94 kg lock and a 96 kilogram lock. So you have to start focusing on technique. Allow your front row to just stay in the fight. Stay in the fight. Use that technique to hold on to things at the front. And then when that secondary shove comes, that's when you need your 5 and your 4 to get the timing right, be in a low body position. Make sure that your back is nice and straight and your hips are lower than your shoulders. So when that secondary shove does come in, you're holding on enough to get the ball out, in and out. That's the strategy here for Blanco United on their own ball. Problem is,
Rhinos, let's go now.
they're giving away too many penalties. And it's the Northam Rhinos having to put into the scrum. Much more difficult to stay strong when the timing is not at your own accord.
Crouch!
Wonderful explanation of
Bind!
a non-front ranker.
Sit!
You need to know that stuff when you're a lock, mate.
Option B, of course, Fudge, is you engage in the dark art, you hinge the scrum, bring it to ground, and make the referee believe it wasn't you.
Not this referee. Not this referee. Not today. He's in the mood. Yeah, so here it is. What we're talking about here now. Mbete and Koshombe at the front. It's good. He's trying to get a little bit lower, and he needs to look out from Kuseli Slara.
Crouch!
Born in Queenstown, the 32-year-old loosehead on this side. It's a much better scrum for me.
Scrum feed from Klaassen, pick up at the base, comes from Abrams, and it had to, because the Rhinos were making meters there. Fighting for the turnover, unsuccessful was Frederick Base.
Offside, number 2.
Well, Blanco will be happy to hear that, because Xavier Meyer looked like he almost knocked the ball on, but he continues, pops one over the top, it's well handled, and the tackle comes from Jalen James. Cleared by Meyer, working hard, the lock forward. Now Kuri's finding a way through the big inside center. What an offload that is! Now the big steps coming. Crucial defending needed. Wow. Blanco's going for the corner. It's an absolute screamer from Ethan Kuris.
Yep, smiles and rounds of applause. Mostly coming from a disadvantaged areas there in George. Ethan Kuris starts it, and what a way to get your first of the tournament as well. Great offloading and contact. Flair, wonderful timing of the run there. He's coming from depth. That's excellent from Hindley Ficheland. And that offload, top-notch. Brilliant from Ethan Kuris to choose the left side instead of coming on the inside. Then he's got some pace, all smiles. They're back in it, Blanco from deep inside their own half.
Ethan Kuris, he's a teacher, and the students must be glad that you're no longer allowed to hand out lashes.
Look, a lot of them will be watching this game. It's a small community, and this is really the heart of it.
Challenging conversion attempt in breezy conditions is
Let's go!
unsuccessful. But the Blanco United team has kept themselves in the hunt here against the Rhinos side, which is so dangerous at all of their set pieces and in open play. But this kind of dedication, the power to believe, has seen them over the line.
Yeah, 100%. It's a determination on defense, and then being able to immediately transition into attack. Look at that. How's that for handling? Hindley Ficheland. He's from the Golden Valley, and that handling is golden. And that's what it means to the fans. They love it. A lot of their families will be out here, of course, in support.
The Northam Rhinos to get us back underway. Just have a communication situation going on with our referee. A good time to mention that the finest player at this tournament will be given 15,000 Rand by Castle Lager. That's for the player of the tournament. For the winning team, you get 50,000 Rand from Castle Lager. So more than just pride on the line here in Saldanha Bay.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the referee to get his comms right with the TMO, but yeah, you're spot on. There's just everything to play for. Never mind the memories, never mind being a part of an incredibly well put together tournament in a beautiful part of the country with so much support. There's entertainment as well on the B field.
Lots of entertainment going on for all of the days of the festival here, not just in the town at the famous Funky Lemon, but also here at the venue where there is the beer garden and many other forms of entertainment where the kids can also take part. The beer garden, of course, has an age restriction.
Yeah, totally free. Listen to come to the lineup. DJ Howie will be there, Lionel Constable in the band, and the legendary Don Vino Prince. So make sure you stay. If you're anywhere around Saldanha from 6 p.m. onwards, it's on.
Well, it's a dangerous thing to mention, Fudge, knowing that we have a day off tomorrow.
Can you talk again?
It's the Easter weekend.
Can you talk again? Can you talk?
So a day in between each day of play here at the Saldanha Bay Easter Rugby Festival, the Super 8. So the final day's play will take place on Monday. And yesterday was a day to enjoy, as will tomorrow be. Northam Rhinos trying to feed it to the front of the line out. Blanco get their hands on the ball. They are tenacious, and they've earned themselves possession again. Their captain, hooker Stoffels, was the first to receive. He sent it away to Jacobus Abrams. And now it's Winston Klaassen firing it wide. Just look at the defensive line of the Northam Rhinos. They try to get their hands on the ball for the turnover. Ringom Zozoyana secures it, but then it's a penalty to Blanco. The tap and go from Klaassen. Klaassen, he's asking the question. Klaassen looking to streak away, reeled in by 100 to Toy. What a chance for Blanco. Quick ball needed. It's freed by their fly half Williams. Lorenzo Williams dragged to ground, desperately trying to protect that ball on the ground, playing right on the edge of the laws. Now it's floated away to Xavier Mayer. Mayer occupying the defenders with the step. Blanco 5 meters away. Winston Klaassen spreads it to Ethan Kuris, their try scorer. The big inside center makes meters. What a counteract from the Northern Rhinos. It's illegal though. Penalty Blanco. Now it's the Rhinos giving away all the penalties.
What a first half Blanco's having here. Favorites of the tournament, without a doubt. Zozoyan, an excellent player. But my goodness, Winston Sunkis Klaassen, that's what they call him, the number 9. Took his opposite number to reel him in, but if it wasn't for that tackle by 100 to Toy, I think he's going all the way.
Well, we have a player down. But the hearts are up. What a match we have here. Blanco looking like they were going to be overrun in the first few minutes. They have shown that they can stay in this game, that they can continue to fight.
And you asked me, Paul, that it wasn't going to take Kieran Stoffels, the captain, more than 5 seconds to explain. Well, he did a lot more than just explain about the scrums in those 5 seconds.
Yeah, he sure did, yeah. Explain to them that we need to score tries, boys.
Yeah, they've been looking good since then. Great adjustment, that's what it takes, the captain.
Tap and go from Kieran Stoffels. Oh, a bit of a convoluted move from the tap and go. Rhinos were not interested. Flattened everybody in their sight. Jacobus Abrahams carries the cause forward for Blanco. They play it to the blind. No overlap, but they're looking to create the gaps through the likes of Ethan Kuris, Klaassen, Stoffels. The captain dragged down. Quick ball for Klaassen. See the fire in his eyes. He sends it away. More confusion. The pop over the top. They could take advantage. Gelderblom dragged down short of the line. He cannot place it responsibly. Sends it away, and Eldred James is able to pick up.
Release!
And take it right back at Blanco. And he's lost the ball in possession now. So another chance for the side from the Southwestern districts. Gelderblom. He's beaten a couple, but he will not get past Jens van Rensburg. An imposing figure. Winslen Klaassen away to Ryan Davids. Inside ball goes to Kuris. Kuris trips up. Oh, he was over. Here they come again. Try to Blanco. It's gorgeous for the boys from George.
Centers linking up nicely. Great ball there to Ethan Kuris on the inside from Keegan Chapter. But it's on now for them. There will be opportunities. They had 18 handling errors, Northam Rhinos, in their first game, and it's all about what you do with those opportunities. Fantastic offload under pressure. He was able to take it, and the finish is really top-notch. Keegan Jafta.
Another tough conversion attempt. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant into the breeze. 2 more points on the board. Blanco. They've drawn the scores level. Tremendous stuff.
Yeah, it's an early pass. That's what's so good. And then another early pass on the inside, but it's how he stays in support. Ethan Kuris keeps nice and alive and then finishes with his center partner, Keegan Jafta. We haven't seen many conversions, if any. Never mind from that angle, making it into the wind. That's excellent from Kuris.
Absolutely excellent.
It means so much to Mirko Geduld, the head coach, who was the captain when they won the SWD Premier League back in 2004 for the first time ever. A very proud club. Mentioned how it's a community club, but my goodness, a win here for Blanco would be massive. 2 tries apiece, and what, just over 6 minutes left now in this first half. The last game of the Saldanha Super 8 Easter Rugby Festival. And hell, we've got a game on our hands here.
Oh, we sure do. And the winner of this game will go on to contest the final against Hamiltons, who were looking in imperious form in their match today, effectively their semi-final. Blanco looking to get under the ball there. Looks like they may have knocked that one on through Stanley Chacha. Hanu Dutoy clears. The Rhinos have a chance with ball in hand again. Blanco have dominated the last few minutes of the match, and we're approaching the final 5 of the first half. The scores level at 12 points apiece. Bezuidenhout. They've identified him as the danger man, and they're holding him up off the ground. The very effective work from Blanco. They are belligerent.
Release!
Ripped away in the tackle as well by Keegan Jafta, our most recent try scorer. The pop to Atenkosi Mbete, the 21-year-old front ranker who's represented Eastern Province's under-21 side, carries into contact. The kick over the top, fielded by Eldred James. Taking it into the open spaces of the field. Brought to ground eventually. Hunted on the ground, but nothing there for Blanco. Hanu Dutoy. Away to Cheney Willemse. Jalen James. Great carry from the player who represented the Bulls youth squads recently. Charging run from Ilateo Yankees. Rather from Mkani, who's onto the field for the Northern Rhinos. Here comes Ruan Janssen van Rensburg.
Stop!
More consistency with ball in hand every time they touch it for a concerted number of phases. There's danger, danger, danger everywhere. Over the line for Darren Fortain.
Captain, your players clearly stepped away. No, you clearly stepped away. I'm not doing that. Thank you. No.
First try of the tournament for Darren Fortain. That's how quickly they can turn it on. Northern Rhinos, they build phases so well. Look at Yamkela Msosoyana. Strong carry, protects the ball, puts it on a platter for Dutoy, and then it's just quick hands, but the offloads and contact, excellent. Fortain still had a bit of work to do, finished very nicely here. Under pressure, skips through the tackle. Back in the lead, the Northern Rhinos.
Jalen James. Played for Tuts back during the COVID times. James lines it up, knocks it over. 2 more points on the board for the Northern Rhinos. Watch out for when he's replaced by Jade Stoffels in the 24 jersey. There's going to be even more energy onto this field for the Rhinos.
It's just excellent work. Lelo Mrebi does so well with that offload. His handling's been slick. And Fortain with the finish.
So Blanco's big comeback stifled for the time being. Ethan Kuris, 93 kg inside center, gets the match restarted. More aggressive running from the Rhinos, but that ball bisects 2 players, allowed to bounce. Jalen James has to get back, scramble, improvise, step a couple, keep on going. Brilliant work from the number 10.
Tell you what, these James brothers just love contact. They're so good at their tackle fight, just trying to get through tackles. Players needed to adjust to him quicker there. He was slightly isolated, and Kuseli Slara just couldn't get there in time.
He hails from Komani in the Eastern Cape, formerly known as Queenstown. Blanco not getting to touch. What a massive opportunity here for Blanco United to keep this match in the balance heading into the halftime break, which will be oh so crucial, because there's going to be a great team talk delivered at halftime, I can tell you, from the Northern Rhinos coaching staff, led by Bevan Fortain, the former Springbok. Stoffels feeds the line out, brilliantly taken by Checha, the 37-year-old lock. The old-timer sets the rolling maul for his team, reaching over the top is Ruan Janssen van Rensburg. Oh, referee is happy with that. Ruan Janssen van Rensburg has done the job for the Northern Rhinos. Those long limbs reaching out, grabbing the ball, and legally winning back possession for his side. That's Ruan Janssen van Rensburg, and not Ruhan Janssen van Rensburg, of course.
Yep, born in Springs. I think that tells you the story. He won't shy away from the nitty-gritty, the tough and rough stuff in the trenches, in the mall. Does so well to just work through instead of around. Janssen van Rensburg, quite tall as well at 204 meters, so he's able to just swim through that mall and stop it. Excellent work for the Northern Rhinos.
Well, the amount of domination they're experiencing at scrum time can win you penalties like that. Such an easy release of pressure.
No, exactly that. You're 5 meters from your line. You've just defended a maul really nicely, and then when the front row is asked to come to the forefront, they do. And they win themselves a penalty just before halftime. And you know what? They could even score from this. Remember, they've got the wind behind their back, so they should get a decent amount of yardage on this. Not too happy with it, Poseidonot. But they have an opportunity to attack, and that's what they relish, that opportunity in Northern Rhinos. That's when they look at their best.
No, let's play, no, let's play.
Kwesium Cup, 36 years of age, plenty of Currie Cup experience to his name, including at the Griffins. And Ringo Mzozayana, he's hard at work each and every time he touches the ball. Jalen James offloads to Eldridge James.
Step here, step.
The brothers in concert.
Release, now.
Hannah Dutoy waiting for clean ball, which he receives now. The hooter is sounded in the background. The Northam Rhinos can kick it out if they want, but they're keen to run. They back themselves. AJ Fredericks brought to ground. Jalen James weighing up his options. Sends it long with the wind. And in so doing, presents the Blancos with one last chance to give it a go. Weighing up his options just for a moment. Ryan Davids, he thought about it, and he thought again. Discretion from the number 15. The hooter sounded, the halftime whistle blows. And Blanco United's Rugby Football Club can be proud of their efforts here in the first half against a mighty Northam Rhinos side that come into this tournament as one of the favorite sides. The men from Limpopo looking strong in the first half, but they are paying the price as well from the physicality which is coming back their way from Blanco United. But the Rhinos go into the break with the lead, surely with their eyes locked on that final, where whichever side wins today will face Hamilton's Rugby Club, the oldest club in the land, celebrating 150 years of rugby. And it is a massive prize at the end of this one. So the Rhinos at halftime lead 19 points to 12 in this entertaining match. Saldanha Bay is the location for a wonderful Easter Rugby Festival where the Northam Rhinos on day 2 are leading by 19 points to 12 at the Saldanha Super 8 in its 6th edition. So here are the highlights from the half. Northam Rhinos looking irresistible in the opening moments. Kwesi Mkafu at the heart and soul of that, as he always is. Tucked in at the back there, waiting for his chance to peel away and break for the line. Blanco giving their best effort. But the power of this Northam Rhinos scrum is the foundation of their excellence. Mkafu pouncing on the opportunity and scoring the 5 points for the Rhinos. Mzozayana, he has been dominant today. So many carries for the big number 6, and Hannah Dutoy has been recycling that ball with quality time and again. Lilo Mkhwebi, formerly of Saldanha Rugby Football Club, with the offload, the try for the irrepressible PJ Bezuidenhout, who's one of the players of the tournament thus far. And then to the blind. Look at this try from Blanco United. An injection of pace from Ethan Kuris. The offload in the tackle, giving a chance to Figaland to employ the steps, occupying the defender and offloading to his inside center again. Ethan Kuris, the 93-kilogram teacher, dives over the line for the try. And Blanco are back in the game. Just look at this. The stepping from the flanker could not be ignored by Bezeda Notes, committing the defender, creating the space for Ethan Kuris. With a smile on his face, dived over for the try. And then Blanco with the next team to score as well. Another offload just before contact there, giving Kuris the chance. He went to ground, popped it off the ground, brilliantly so, to Darren Fortain. Rather to Keegan Jafta, who got the try for the Blancos. Kuris has been real danger for Blanco today. And the Northam Rhinos are struggling to control. This time it was the turn of Darren Fortain, outside center for the opposing side, the Northam Rhinos. And once again, it's Mwebi taking it to the line. How brilliant is he? He cannot be ignored. 125 kilograms worth of a man charging at pace, then getting the pass away in the tackle. Just look at that, perfectly placed. Absorbing the contact, Darren Fortain diving over for the try. Which brought about the half-time whistle. And this closely contested match, Northern Rhinos will still be confident of success with the power of the scrum, which they've had thus far. The lineout's working reasonably well, but forcing Blanco into more tackles, and that should be telling in the second half. We'll see how long they can hold on. 7 penalties conceded. Fudge up next.
Thank you, Paul Stubbs. Up in commentary downstairs, we've got Erman Dreyer, managing consultant at Ignite, one of the sponsors here. Tell us a little bit about Ignite and what brings you here to the Saldanha Super 8 Easter Festival.
Thank you, Fudge. Ignite Advisory Services is a consulting company. We specialize in performance management, risk management, and audit queries that we also do.
Awesome. Speaking about performance and management, are you happy with what you're seeing on the pitch?
Most definitely. I think the rugby, the tournament, we've been involved in this tournament now for the past 4 years, and every year it's a step up in the level of competition as well as performance, as you said, within this tournament. Yeah.
There's been quite a bit of action on the pitch. There's been some tight games as well. Who are you backing, Erman?
I'm backing Hamilton for the win all the way.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Saldanha. Nothing wrong.
Unfortunately, they fell. But as you can see, the crowd in Saldanha has backed Hamilton as well as Northam Rhinos, and Blanco is also still in the game here.
It's fantastic to see all the teams. Make sure you join us for the second half. It is a tight game.
Yes, it is. Hello? Sorry. Yes, it is a tight game, but I think Blanco has very stepped up their levels. And Northam Rhinos, we are looking if they can come back into the game again as well. I know they're leading, but they're struggling a bit.
Thank you so much, Herman.
Thank you.
Make sure you join us for the second half. We'll be back just shortly.
The Louis Skiapolis Trophy is on the line here at the Saldanha Super 8 Easter Rugby Festival, the 6th edition hereof, where the Northam Rhinos in the final match of day 2 are leading by 19 points to 12 over Blanco United Rugby Football Club, who hail from the southwestern districts. And there have been changes, no surprise at halftime, as the Rhinos look to take advantage of all of the dominant play which they've been engaging in, especially up front. Coming onto the field, Ian Alexander. That may well be because Ruan Jante van Rensburg seemed to have done himself a mischief at the end of that first half. But they have quality all over the field and coming off the bench, the Northern Rhinos, so don't be surprised if he ups the level, does Ian Alexander, the player who has just emerged from the bench, the big lock forward who was born in George and attended George High. So, heading to the center of the field is Ethan Kuris, getting ready to get us back underway. Fudge, how do you see this second half playing out?
Yeah, well, that player, in fact, was one of the players of that first half. The center pairing looking really good. If they can hold on defense, I think the mistakes will come from the Northern Rhinos. That's just how they play. They want to run the ball. They want to run from deep in their own half. Unfortunately, now playing into the wind, so they might have to run out of their own half. We saw that in the first half. Maybe that doesn't really change the way they want to play, but they've got skill all over the pitch. When they do get going and they have rhythm and momentum, very hard to stop the Northern Rhinos. But I tell you what, Blanco United were probably the underdogs here. They'll want to come out guns blazing in the second half, playing against their old coach, Bevan Fontaine. A Blanco United legend through and through, the former Springbok, Bevan Fontaine. And they play for pride, they play for their community. A lot of them back out in George will be watching this. In fact, a big feeder of the side as well are those communities. We spoke about those areas, Scheme, Pitts, and Golden Valley. So they play with heart and pride, and they're just 7 points down. So we'll have to see in the second half if they can handle the set piece a little bit better. A couple of opportunities, just weren't able to capitalize, not a good enough accuracy at the set piece.
Ethan Kuris sends it high to get us back underway. One of the try scorers for Blanco in that first half, and what a run from Frederick Base. An upright tackle brings an end to that run.
So head coach Mirko Geduld, that's one of the things I think he would have had a chat with the players about. You know, let's keep our discipline. Once we can have a good restart, good chase up, that's really good, being just outside the 22.
Comfort running it back at Northam Rhinos, and a penalty to Blanco. Both sides have suffered from a lack of discipline thus far in the match. It looks like Keegan Jafta might have suffered an injury to the shoulder.
Yeah, working back PJ Poseidon really nicely, because once they break, that Serge Comfort there, once they break the support lines, we saw it in that first half, they're really difficult to stop. And well, Blanco United can pretty much score from anywhere. I believe it's Keegan Jafta getting a bit of attention. That combo of Jafta and Kuris, the centers, worked really nicely in that first half for them. So I wonder if it was a tackle on PJ Poseidon on Jafta there. In fact, it looks like it's Lelo Mrwebi. Getting a little bit of attention. We did see a few injuries on day one. Remember, it's quite a quick turnaround, it being an Easter Rugby Festival. Not much time to rest between. That's why they've got the ice baths right next to the pitch. It's great to see that the players get to try to recover immediately after these games, which is vital for recovery.
Oh, absolutely vital, and to use that day off to the best effect as well, and to not spend too much of it partying and eating seafood.
Well, we mentioned all the entertainment and live shows happening on the B field after this. It is already pretty packed. The stadium has been packed as well. What an atmosphere it's been here at the Saldanha Super 8 Easter Rugby Festival. And Blanco into the 22, big opportunity. They'll want to strike first in the second half.
Line out feed from Q and Stoffels. It's Blanco that set the rolling maul this time. They may just have an opportunity to peel around the resistance of Northam Rhinos. They go back into the thick of the action and they lack protection for their captain Stoffels. Wisely played away by Klassen and the charging run from Kuris. Klassen looking for quick ball. Northam Rhinos on that ball and turning it over. Kershwin Williams, once upon a time, represented South Africa at the under-20 level. He's come on at halfback. And he puts us back into that. He finds a clearance into the breeze, into touch.
Yeah, good carry. Kuris is there, but again, look at how long it takes any support to come. Forwards need to work hard. And that's excellent from Kershwin Williams to get in there and turn it over.
Maul called. The Northam Rhinos set and roll it forward, and they are looking ferocious as they go with that.
No, sir. No.
Still in control at the back, Kwesium Kafu. Referee Olafir happy to see it all, and now a penalty advantage to the Northam Rhinos. Highly effective play, and they may just repeat the dose. In fact, the tap and go from Kershwin Williams. Another advantage to the side in blue and white. Oh dear, this is big trouble for Blanco. They cannot afford to lose a player.
Captain. Penalty. Let's move them back, please.
Well, referee Olafir is very kind.
Sunki's Klassen there. That's Winston's nickname. Number 9. He's been really good though. He kept the tempo nice and high. And what a touch finder that is. Into the wind. You look at the take-a-lot flag right next to the pitch.
Let it open, please. Line middle. Thank you.
Yeah, you know it's a good one, and the hooker comes and pats you on the back.
Line, please. The previous line, you're 10. Line, please.
Blanco praying that one went dead. It did not, and now they may be dead in the water. This rolling maul, it's been almost unstoppable, but you've got to execute the line out first. It goes astray. It's collected by Q and Stoffels, and Blanco have the chance to run it out of their own 22-meter line, which they look keen to do. Great defense on the outside from the Northam Rhinos. Left winger Ashwell Adams stopping that attack from Blanco, who go along with the kick. PJ Bezuidenhout is underneath the ball, and he will run it back at them. Although he may be isolated. Beats the first. Gets up, goes again. Makes meters at all times. That's the fullback of the Rhinos. Here's Mkavu.
Release!
Well protected. Cleared by Williams. Jalen James changing the direction.
No.
Eventually looking for support, and he finds it in Darren Fortain, but the knock-on comes from the Northam Rhinos. They've been their own worst enemy at times, and those errors of theirs have kept Blanco United in the mix.
There it is. 9 handling errors. We did say that in their first game.
I can hear you now.
On day 1, they had 18 handling errors in that game. Just 2 from Blanco United. But this is an unforced error. I think the pass is not too unkind from Jalen James. And well, what do Blanco United decide to do here now? First things first, of course, make sure you get your ball from the scrum.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Getting the ball out of the scrum has proven to be a tall order for Blanco United thus far in the match. Winston, Klassen.
Okay.
Klassen waited patiently, saw no stability, kept the ball in his hand. He was surely hoping for a penalty or a free kick at the back of that scrum.
You have to square off for me, please.
Yeah, both sides not supporting their weight, going straight down.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Well, the penalty does come, but it goes against Blanco. Kershwin Williams goes to fetch the ball. And Northam Rhinos will have another chance.
Yeah, that's the problem for Blanco United. Your set piece isn't clicking. You can't try to exit or apply pressure for the mistakes that the Northam Rhinos are making. Some of the unforced errors, like the handling errors. You want the team to get frustrated and to take energy away from them. But what happens is you give them the energy when you can't win your scrums. Here we take a look at where Blanco United got it round again. Just too easily going to ground. Needs to try to get his knees under his navel more.
Kwesi Mkafu feeds the line out. He hits his captain, Cheney Willemse. And now the Rhinos are charging forward. Mkafu's in control. Reaching for the line. Try to the Rhinos.
Yeah, Kwesi Mkafu, second try in the tournament for him, the 36-year-old. This time it's a much better throw. They continue to take it to the tail of that line out. That's a much more difficult line out to stop with the maul. Once it peels, there's no stopping them. Great work at the front as well by Mzozoyana. But it's Mkafu, still had to work hard to bring the ball down. He did that.
Kwesi Mkafu has represented Boland, Border, Griffins, Griquas. He's done it all. Now he's carrying the cause for the Rhinos. Tough one for Jalen James. James, good connection. The assistant referee is not interested in that one. No extra two. The Rhinos lead 24-12.
Yes.
Big man smiling, but this is why. Good throw, great take, Cheney Willemse. Blanco United are just way too late. They're standing off. When they do finally get into the maul, it's in a high body position. And once it starts rolling, the reload not good enough from Blanco United. Great work and strength from Mkafu to score, though.
We're back underway. Northam Rhinos take it in.
High step, thank you.
Confidently charging forward once more is Frederick Base. Zozoyana, so busy, so aggressive, so confident and successful in contact as well. Kershwell Williams takes a couple of steps after picking up from the base and finds Eldred James,
Tackle!
Southwestern District's representative. Williams. Mkafu on the charge.
No hands.
You can hear the effort levels and the physicality there.
Gotta love it. They're in it to win it here, the Northern Rhinos.
Lilo Mkwebi is next up. Here is Jalen James. He's been impressive in the absence of Jade Stoffels, who started the opening match. The knock-on comes. There was just a brief chance for Blanco on the blind side there, but they couldn't find the first pass.
Yeah, it's about trying to get a 2 or 3 pass policy from the turnover. That's the transition play. Here's Jalen James. Klenkoi, they call him, after his older brother, Siakoi. He's having a good game, Eldred James, but the knock-on will come. They need to be prepared, Blanco United, for that transition play. That is when your opposition is at their most vulnerable on a turnover. They're setting up to attack. There's usually no one back, so passing it twice to the decision makers who can see the opportunities is vital.
Bind! Sit!
Winston Klaassen eager for the free kick or the penalty because he knows the scrum is under pressure.
Eastern Cape props, youngsters as well, both under 30 years old. Abongile Koshombe was 29 and Atenkosi Mbete, 21 years old from Newell High School, Durban High School in fact, Koshombe. And EP under 21 for the Loosehead. SBT Eagles. Oshombo has experience at that level, so they'll know. Get tight to your captain, Kieran Stoffels. Don't try to fight individually. Stand strong together here. In and out.
In and out the call from Fudge Mabet, and that's exactly what they do. Thereafter, not quite executing to perfection, but they get a penalty on the back of that, and they've got the wind at their backs, kicking into the corner now. Might just give them a chance to roll them more.
That's exactly it. They've looked pretty decent with their line-outs. They were able to take 6 out of 6 in their first game, so It's a part of the game. They'll back themselves, even though they're under pressure with the scrums. Not a kind pass, but what a take that is from the man of the match in their first game, Ronaldo Kivit. One of the stars of this side as well, just 20 years old.
Backwards! Backwards! No. Yes, rock. No. 9. Okay, Captain. Oh, sorry. You have an option. Wait. Captain, scheme a line out. Scheme a line out. There's a knock on. Line out, okay.
Definitely line out is the option. Kieran Stoffels, under pressure, sends it off target, and Kwesium Kafu is the recipient for the Northam Rhinos. That one is going to cut deep for Blanco. They've passed up an opportunity. A brilliant clearance into the wind coming from Kershaw Williams means that Blanco must start from their own half. Not a bad start to it. The kick towards the corner, putting pressure on PJ Bezadenhout. He sends that high. The wind is not going to assist him. Allowed to bounce. Bezadenhout gets there first. A knock on, a crazy period of play from both sides, but more so from the Northam Rhinos.
Another knock. Scrum, Blanco.
Yeah, again, big opportunity there for Blanco United. They just needed to react a bit quicker. Player not expecting the pop from Hindley Ficheland. But an awkward kick, PJ Bezadenhout, almost works for him, funny enough. Again, no players reacting to the high ball, the communication, and here's the turnover. Opportunity there. You've got your number 9 behind you. Hindley Ficheland just needed to find him and try to play. So substitutes coming on now. Triander comes off, and it's John Graham Botha who comes on for him.
Okay, go now.
Most of this Blanco team born and raised in George. No difference, John Graham Botha. Product of Otaniqua. Brought us some high-quality Springboks in recent times. Warwick Geland and Mani the book.
Sit.
They clearly allow players to express themselves there at Otaniqua.
Back.
Cleared under compromised conditions at the base by Klassen, and into the 22. Blanco go through Lorenzo Williams. Penalty Northam, just like that. Another opportunity wasted by Blanco.
Yeah, in fact, it was Kershaw Williams again with that turnover. And now you can see it's getting a little bit heated. The frustration from Blanco.
Number 9. Wait. Go back.
Great to see the captain, Kieran Stoffels, just putting his hand in front of the mouth there, saying, hey, guys, we don't need any of that.
Okay, let's go. Guys, the whole game, the discipline was all good. Second half, now it's getting loose. Come, let's get together and improve on that. Otherwise, someone is going off. Do you hear me? Okay, talk to them, please.
Well, they say familiarity breeds contempt.
Number 9.
And it might come as no surprise, therefore, that the number 22 for Northam Rhinos is not from the north. He is from George, hometown of Blanco United.
And it's no wonder. He knows they'll be slow. There's 2-3 players behind that ruck, but he's just sweeping really nicely, keeping his eyes on the game there. Kershaw Williams, he is a scrum half, understands his position so well. It's no wonder he was an SA Under-20 player.
And it is Kershaw Williams looking for touch for the Northam Rhinos. "31 years of age now. Kershaw Williams has plenty of experience behind him.
Stay!
Kwesium Kafu feeds his captain, Willemse. Another rolling maul from the Northam Rhinos, not quite as effective as in the first half when Blanco had absolutely no answer to it. And now they need to reload and make sure they get behind the maul when they reload. Otherwise, they'll give away those penalties for incorrect entries. More hard work from Frederick Base. Williams away to him, Kafu. He just never stops going. The big front ranker for the Rhinos. Here's Mkwebi, who himself has an endless engine, fighting for the turnover. John Graham Botha, no luck there. Here's Jalen James. Williams, quick clearance from the base. Bezadenhout fires out to Fredericks, AJ Fredericks. Blanco players flying left and right. Mkafu with a straight line, dragging in those defenders, making sure that he sets the ruck, crosses the gain line for himself. In fact, here's Mkafu, away to James, and to Eldred James, and on the outside is Adams. Now he finds the free running base! He's not in the house, he's in the case.
First try of the tournament, Frederick Bass. And they do that. Some sides that play with the 1-3-3-1, meaning 3 forwards and pods in the middle. And they've got the big boys, the flankers, sometimes a hooker and the tram lines, and it's because very difficult to stop. I like that by Mkafu. Quick pass to where the space is. The brothers connect nicely, the Jameses, and then, well, there's no stopping him in the wide channels. Janse van Rensburg, pardon me, Bass with the finish.
Well, he deserves some reward for the hard work that he's been doing, not just today, but on day one as well. And Northam Rhinos extending their lead to 17 points before the kick, starting to look like the favorites to win this match comprehensively. And if they do that, they will face Hamilton's in the final on Monday with the silverware on the line. Jalen James, really tough one that, and successful with his conversion attempt. And the Northam Rhinos continue to score points in the second half, unanswered.
That's good handling, keeping it nice and clean. Kershaw Williams, the brothers connecting, Klenkoi to Siakoi, and then taking it at pace. That's what stops the cross-cover defense. Ashwell Adams, and then he puts away Frederick Bass. Very well worked, Northam Rhinos.
Restart from Blanco, allowed to bounce dangerously. Kershaw Williams, what an effect he's had since coming onto the field.
Use!
Sent away by Ian Alexander, the big lock forward.
No. Back the 9!
Slow ball for the Rhinos. They keep ball in hand for the time being. Captain
No,
Cheney
no.
Willemse.
Release! Release! You have to roll!
Kershaw Williams drawing the attention of referee Keithan Olivier to an infringement from Blanco, a penalty to Northam Rhinos.
Number 2 running away.
We're showing exemplary control and class in the second half.
Yeah, the captain is everywhere, putting his body on the line, Kuhn Stoffels, but just needs players to react around him. Unable to roll away there, so again, easy exit for the Northam Rhinos.
The feed to the line out from Mkafu. Knock on from Blanco.
20.
Frustration for the side from Southwestern Districts who are watching this match slip through their fingers here in the second half.
So the throw from Mkafu is a good one. Ian Alexander just can't take it cleanly there, and it's opportunities. They don't react quickly enough there. Knock-on comes, and they'll be desperate not to give away any penalties here now. If they can just be patient, all it'll take is one try and a conversion, and they're 10 points behind. Then it's anybody's game. And that's what Blanco United will be desperate to do. Stay in the game, get your hands on the ball so you can build some phases and apply some pressure of your own.
Free kick to the Northam Rhinos, the tap and go, and now they're spreading it wide, and Blanco will have to watch out. PJ Bezuidenhout catching it on the back foot, and there's a knock-on that comes from the Rhinos. Just rushing things a bit there. They didn't need to, and they'll need to be more clinical than this should they make the final against Hamilton's. Scored 55 points today. They're looking great.
Yeah, and it's not just about their defense, Paul. They only let in one try against the Worcester Villagers, so they've got a good defensive structures as well, the Hamiltons. But the Northam Rhinos, you're right, I think you used the right word there, rushing things a little bit, feeling maybe the pressure of the tournament, being on a TV game. They want to express themselves, and well, this is just an opportunity for Blanco United to get back into the game.
Fine. Sit.
Free kick, Blanco, tap and go comes from Winsland Klaassen. They need to capitalize here. Klaassen almost finding some space, but Jade Stoffels has him under control.
Use 9.
Stoffels was tearing it up on day one. Keen to see him with ball in hand, how he goes. Well, Christo Willemse runs into a brick wall. Northam Rhinos defending their line. Stoffels, Q and Stoffels this time for Blanco United. Cleared by Klaassen. Fresh legs on the field, John Graham Porter tasked with the carry, and it is a task against this Rhinos defense. The way that they get back into position, spread across the field, and then aggressively make their hits. Doesn't matter the size of the man, just matters the size of the heart. And there's plenty of grit on offer for the team from Limpopo. Mkhwebi makes his tackle emphatically. Klaassen. Xavier Mayer.
He's gone.
His run brought to a halt by Eldred James. Penalty, Blanco.
Running away. You have to run away.
Yeah, unable to roll away there. Eldred James, taken quickly.
Well, Blanco,
Let's!
knowing that their set pieces are under threat, run it, but that counter-ruck is too strong.
Hands in the ruck.
Northam Rhinos showing the form that they showed on day one. And another 10 meters given for a bit of lip as the frustration is setting in to the guys from George.
You turn the ball away. That's cynical.
And that won't help.
Off you go.
Yeah, down a player now. Cynical play, throwing the ball away. Frustration because of this. They've applied some good pressure. They've got ball in hand, and then great captain Cheney Willemse identifies that they're not reacting quickly enough with their ruck, comes in with a perfectly executed counter ruck, and well, if you're a Blanco United supporter, which I'm sure they are, not too satisfied.
Oh, Fudge, there comes a time in life where you throw your hands up, and when your wife says you're going to wear this t-shirt today, you put it on.
Okay, I didn't see that one coming, Paul. Okay, good one. Good one. I think he heard you as well.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place to be here in Saldanha Bay, and what a fun weekend we are having. Entertainment all around, and after the final whistle today, of course, it continues in the beer garden. It continues in the town of Saldanha and the surrounding towns here on the west coast.
Yeah, it sure does. It's all about entertainment. Hollywood bets have got to sign up. They've got goodies and opportunities to win prizes, of which one of them is a portable bar fridge, which is right on the table here on the blue field. Blue Ribbon as well as some competitions. Kellogg's Taste, different products for free. It's all happening on the B field. Make sure you get out here. What amazing festivities.
Please.
Ringo Mzozoyana on the carry. Tireless physicality of the flanker, ripped free by John Graham Porter, who's really made an impact since coming onto the field.
Lock on in line out.
So another scrum to the Rhinos of the North.
Lock on from you.
Some great stories as well from this competition. I believe their captain, Cheney Willemse, played for Saldanha. He was spotted and got to go to Selkirk in Scotland on an exchange program, and well, guess who his mentor sort of was there? John Rutherford, Lions and Scotland legend. British and Irish Lions, of course, will be in action later this year.
They sure will.
Can't wait.
What a year of rugby awaits. But most importantly, of course, the Springboks are going to a ground which is notoriously hard to win at, Eden Park. Cannot wait to see the Springboks against the All Blacks. 2 matches down in New Zealand after dominating the All Blacks last year and winning almost all the matches in the year. What a brilliant year for the green and gold. And right now, of course, the green and gold is in action. The women are playing Spain in their gear up for the Women's Rugby World Cup later this year. So, in between this match, make sure you tune in, also on your World of Champions, to the Springbok women.
Yep, the Rugby Championship as well for the under-20s happening in just a few weeks.
Fine.
So much to be excited about.
Stay in. Use, captain.
Well, the Rhinos thinking they'd get some go forward there. Great resistance from Blanco. Bravery shown by those from George. And now cutting back in field is Ashwell Adams.
Step here.
Williams off to Bezuidenhout. He's been well marshaled today by Blanco. He tried for something special there. Nothing on offer for the number 15. The mustachioed 23-year-old stopped in his tracks.
So Winston Sunki's class and off the pitch. It was great to see him just give a little bit of a handshake and a hug to his old teammate and high school mate as well. Both went to Otanyika High School with Darren Fortain, the number 13 for Northern Rhinos. So a lot of these players know each other as Darren Fortain leaving the pitch now, and Michel van der Merwe replaces him. JT Cronje is also on form. Kafu, what a great performance by the big hooker as well.
Excellent. Here's Kewan Stoffels. Great contest from the Northam Rhinos, and they win back possession on the back of that. Frederick Base brought to ground in the opposition's half. Away it goes to JT Cronje. Played at flank in game one and scored himself a couple of tries. Wonderful hand from Jade Stoffels. A penalty advantage waiting. Who's stepping into action? Eldred James. That's the 22-meter line of their opposition. Williams. Stoffels.
One offside.
Charging forward, the fearsome figure of Kwesium Kafu. Williams fires away again. Here's Jade Stoffels. When he gets on the step, he's hard to stop. Williams might just have a gap of his own to go through there. Earns a few more meters. Ian Alexander. Meters after contact for the big man. Places it. Williams is there to clear. Stoffels fires inside. Kwesium Kafu. Oh, yeah. He's not done. Now he dots down. He's big and strong. His engine never ends. Plays 80 minutes oh so often in the front row. A rare breed.
Yep, feeding players. A little bit of hot cross buns there. Kwesium Kafu, third of the tournament. He's on fire, but it's a support line. It's always on the shoulder, and he's so big and strong. Close to the line, he won't be stopped. Good placing of the ball there. Lovely inside pass from the left winger, Ashwell Adams. And Mkafu. Backline players around him. Nah, he agrees. He'll never stop me there, mate.
Going upstairs.
Okay. My on-field season is a try. But can you check for me if there was a knock-on in the build-up to the try?
Okay, fine, all right.
I'm looking for a knock-on in the build-up. I was wondering if he was going to investigate the absolutely disrespectful hands-offs from Kwesium Kafu over the line. Shameless.
Yeah, you can see why he's still on the pitch as well. JT Cronje, although has the number 16 on his back, he's very comfortable at 6 and 7 as well.
Well, the next time we have a chance, when we're doing the research, we need to investigate the possible relations of Jamie Stoffels, the number 21 who was getting handed off over the line, Kewan Stoffels, the captain of Blanco United, and Jade Stoffels, who hails from George, is playing for the Northam Rhinos as well. But right now, let's investigate the potential knock-on. So that's Jade Stoffels, one of the three Stoffels in question. Here's Williams, former SA Under-20 representative.
No, Sine, no radio. The players, no.
Who since representing SA Under-20 and now being 31 years of age has worked hard on the dad bod. Kwesium Kafu very far from a dad bod.
How's that?
Okay, TM repeat. No knock-on so I can stay with my on-field season try. Are you happy? I can't hear you. TM, I can't hear you.
Right, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
The try, it's a try.
Okay,
There's no
thank you.
knock-on at the ruck.
The try is a try. That's what the people want to see. Northam Rhinos with another 5 points on the board. They're gearing up for their final now, and what a final it's going to be. Monday is going to feature some exhilarating action, and you have no reason to mix it. The long weekend is going to end in a spectacular fashion.
Yeah, bullish. Kwesium Kafu, born in Welkom, 36 years old, showing some good fitness as well to go all the way here.
Well, the moustache is popular among the Northern Rhinos. Jade Stoffels sends that one wide.
That's what's happening on the B field. Now you tell me you don't want to be there. All smiles, some nice, refreshing cold beverages to make sure that they stay hydrated. Beautiful people having a fun time.
Who's captain now? You okay?
Well, both teams, all the teams, are wearing white socks here today, Fudge, and that is a campaign against gender-based violence and criminality. It's a wonderful thing to see.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, I think in these communities, the idols here, players who get to play this game from up until they're 40-year-olds even, you know, so important for the communities, for the youngsters. And what an example by a lot of these men, old and young, coming together to stand for something that is so important, especially in South Africa. Great to see.
Open up, please.
Kwesi Mkafu to feed the line out for the Northam Rhinos, leading by those 34 points to 12. The knock-on comes, and Blanco have a chance to attack, but they're standing flat and just lacking in that confidence in the second half that they had in the first. Advantage called over just before that pass, and AJ Fredericks able to intercept.
Release. Stay.
Williams, what an impact he's made. Wonderful offload by Mkani, and Ian Alexander is running free. He has support on the outside. The afterburn is applied. Ashwell Adams round the outside, over the line and in for the try. The Northam Rhinos give it horns.
Yeah, you spoke about an impact, Paul. He's been excellent. Ian Alexander, number 19. But Ashwell Adams, can you believe it's his first try in the tournament? Lightest player in the side at 70 kgs. My goodness, can he move? But that's what it's all about, what Alexander does so well. And another player who's actually from George, born in George, went to George High School. Here he is, burst at pace. Look at how he's sort of looking at the back three of Blanco United, straight in the eye, trying to draw him there or delay him shifting onto Ashwell Adams. And that allows Adams to build up speed, no stopping him. Thank you very much. There's the dive.
Ashwell Adams, ferocious pace on the outside. He hails from Middelburg.
Let's go, kicker.
Where they have a habit of producing hard-nosed players. The kick is up. And it's good. The assistant referees had to consult just for a moment before awarding the extra 2 points to Jade Stoffels. There's your try scorer, Ashwell Adams.
That's really good. Looks at his opposite number in the eye and says, let's go, boy. Ian Alexander draws the last defender. That is Alain Janssen, and then puts away Ashwell Adams.
The Northam Rhinos unstoppable in the second half. And they continue on their way as we're in the final 4 minutes of the match now. Williams gets it away. More sharp hands. The front rankers of the Rhinos facilitate the backline play that you are seeing right now. AJ Fredericks looking to get around the outside, jumps out of the first tackle. What an offload to PJ Bezedenote. Confronts them with physicality, gets to ground well, keeps the ball in field. Handling error, knock on, scrum. Now the Northam Rhinos have been impressive. Fudge, I think we need to do a DNA test. Is that your brother?
Look, the way he's been playing, I wish he was, mate. I'll claim him. I'll claim him. Yeah, but you saw the stats. I mean, what? Almost 14 handling errors. Blanco United, although they've been starved of ball possession in the second half, they've been good with their handling when they do have a chance. It's just that the set piece just hasn't been good enough for them to build any momentum. And I think they've had some weak moments in the second half, especially in terms of defense and discipline. But Northern Rhinos really finding an extra gear towards the last 10 minutes of this game.
Strong feed, quickly out from Blanco. They know the danger presented by the Rhinos at scrum time. Big, strong run from Lorenzo Williams. Cleared by Jamie Stoffels. One of the 3 Stoffels on the field right now.
Ball is out.
2 for Blanco, 1 for Rhinos.
Release!
Stoffels fires away to Ethan Kuris. Kuris, he needs to get involved more, Kuris. He's one of the stars.
40 now. No. No. No.
Williams looking to milk something. Typical scrum half behavior. Nothing comes of it. It will be a line out to Northam Rhinos.
Yeah, so difficult to think about who the man of the match could be in this game as well. Some players have really put up their hand. It's been an all-out team performance. Yeah, I think Kafu's one of the players. Shaney. Williams has been really good. Yamkela Mzozoyana was quite good in the substitutes. What an impact they've made.
Ball! Van Eyck! Claps in the ball. Use!
It's been all Rhinos in the second half. The men from Limpopo are utterly dominant. And Eldred James! Oh, that's one for the highlight reel.
The Sia Koi, the hippo. That's why they call him hippopotamus.
I was wondering. He's got thundering power. Crossing the arms and getting the bounce. And now the line cut open. And the offload from Mitchell van der Merwe finds PJ Bezuidenhout flying over the line. Another try for the superstar in the 15 jersey for the men from Limpopo.
He's been excellent. Played for the Limpopo Blue Bulls. PJ Bezuidenhout, his 3rd try in the tournament. One of the standout players of the tournament so far. He hasn't had too many opportunities, Bezuidenhout, but when he does get that chance, never disappoints.
They've been a class apart today, especially so in the second 40 minutes. Wonderful run from Mitchell van der Merwe, the offload perfectly timed, and they deserve to be in the final where the Hamiltons lie in wait. The final act of the match is coming up next from Jade Stoffels. Another challenging conversion. He's going to look to bend this one, is unsuccessful. All smiles for the Northam Rhinos, who deal with their opposition.